Imagine waking up to a world thrust into perpetual darkness. Picture this. One day, without any warning, the sun just vanishes. No explosions, no cosmic fanfare. It simply disappears from the sky. The warm golden light that bathed our planet a moment ago is now replaced by an unfathomable, endless, dark void. This is not a scene from a sci-fi thriller, but a thought experiment that sheds light on how intrinsically our existence is tied to the sun. The sun, our very own star, is not just a glowing orb that rises and sets every day. It's the primary source of Earth's light and heat, the beating heart of our solar system. Its radiant energy drives the weather, powers the cycle of life, and even sets the rhythm of our biological clocks. The sun's light, converted into chemical energy through the process of photosynthesis, fuels life on Earth. From microscopic phytoplankton in the oceans to the great sequoias towering above the forest floor, life dances to the rhythm of the sun. Now let's return to our sunless world. The first thing we would notice, obviously, is the darkness. Not the soft, velvety darkness of a moonlit night, but an absolute, all-encompassing blackness. This would be followed by an eerie silence as the world plunges into a sudden, deep freeze. The sun's warmth, which once kissed our faces, is replaced by a chill that creeps into every corner and crevice. Without the sun's heat, the Earth's surface temperature would drop rapidly. In a week, it would be as cold as the darkest depths of the ocean. The once blue and green planet would turn into a barren, frozen wasteland. The sun, our celestial torchbearer, is the linchpin holding our world together. Its disappearance would not just mean a loss of light and heat, but the unraveling of life itself. The world as we know it would change in an instant. The sun is not just a celestial body, it's the beating heart of life on Earth. Like a heart, the sun pumps life-giving energy into our planet, fueling a process as vital to our existence as the very air we breathe. This process is photosynthesis, nature's grand design for converting sunlight into food. Picture a leaf, green and vibrant, basking in the sun's radiant glow. Within this leaf, an extraordinary transformation occurs. The sun's energy, along with water and carbon dioxide, is converted into glucose, a type of sugar that plants use for growth. This is photosynthesis, the very foundation of life on Earth. It's not just plants that rely on this process. Animals, humans included, depend on the food chain that begins with photosynthesis. In essence, every bite of food we consume is a morsel of sunlight, repackaged. But the sun's role doesn't stop there. It's also the grand conductor of Earth's climate and weather. The sun's rays warm our planet, creating temperature differences that drive wind patterns. These winds, in turn, stir up the oceans, influencing global weather patterns and climate zones. Imagine the sun's energy as invisible threads, weaving together the tapestry of life on Earth. From the smallest blade of grass to the mightiest blue whale, each life form is a knot in this intricate network. Remove the sun, and these threads unravel. The tapestry falls apart. The sun's energy fuels the diversity and dynamism of life on Earth. It's the unseen force that propels the winds, stirs the seas, and helps plants grow. It's the spark that ignites the fire of life, the pulse that sets the rhythm of our world. In a world without the sun, this rhythm would falter. The heartbeat of life would be silenced, and the intricate web of life would begin to unravel. Yes, the sun is more than a star in the sky. It's the beating heart of our world. Without the sun's energy, life on Earth would unravel. Without the sun's warmth, our world would swiftly descend into a frigid, ice-covered wasteland. Imagine, if you will, the sun's radiant energy, the very life force that has been fueling our planet, suddenly extinguished. The immediate impacts would be nothing short of catastrophic. The average global temperature, which comfortably sits around 15 degrees Celsius, would plummet drastically. Within a week, the Earth's surface temperature would drop to a bone-chilling -18 degrees Celsius. That's colder than the coldest winter night in Siberia. The oceans, which cover more than 70% of our planet, would start to freeze from the top down. The vast, Deep blue seas that are teeming with life would gradually turn into solid ice, trapping the marine life underneath. The landscapes too would be enveloped in ice and snow, transforming the lush green forests and fertile plains into a frozen desert. This rapid cooling of the Earth would also have a profound impact on our global climate. The warm air currents that circled the globe, known as the jet streams, would come to a halt. Without these currents moving heat around, the weather patterns we're so familiar with would be thrown into chaos. We'd see extreme weather phenomena, the likes of which we've never experienced before. The polar ice caps, already shrinking due to global warming, would expand once more, but this time at an unprecedented rate. The resulting rise in sea levels would submerge coastal cities and low-lying areas, causing even more devastation. Even the Earth's atmosphere would undergo a dramatic transformation. The lack of sunlight would cause the outer layers of the atmosphere to freeze and fall to the Earth in what scientists call atmospheric precipitation. This would leave the planet exposed to harmful cosmic rays and meteors. All in all, the sun's disappearance would trigger a cascade of events that would radically alter the face of our planet. The Earth, once vibrant and teeming with life, would become a frozen sphere. The loss of the sun would initiate a domino effect, swiftly collapsing ecosystems. Imagine the Earth as a giant interconnected web of life, where each strand represents a different species. With the sun's disappearance, this web would gradually disintegrate, each strand snapping one by one in a cascade of destruction. In the darkness and cold, plants would be the first to go. Unable to photosynthesize, their green leaves would turn a deathly pale as they starved for sunlight. This would send shockwaves through the food chain as herbivores lose their primary food source. From the smallest insects to the largest elephants, a wave of starvation would sweep the planet. But the demise wouldn't stop with the herbivores. Predators, relying on these herbivores for sustenance, would find their food sources dwindling. Apex predators like lions, wolves, and eagles would face a grim future, their roars and cries echoing in the frozen wilderness. In the oceans, the situation would be no less dire. Phytoplankton, the microscopic plants that form the basis of the marine food web, would perish without sunlight. This would devastate the oceanic food chain, impacting everything from tiny krill to massive whales. The seas, once full of life, would become cold, dark graveyards. And let's not forget about the innumerable species of insects, fungi, and bacteria that play critical roles in Earth's ecosystems. These unsung heroes of biodiversity, responsible for everything from decomposition to nutrient cycling, would also suffer. The ripple effects of their loss would be felt throughout the web of life. In this silent world, a few species might hold out for a while. Deep-sea creatures, cave-dwelling organisms, and certain bacteria could endure the sunless world longer than most. But even these hardy survivors would eventually succumb to the planet's cold, dark fate. In this harsh, unforgiving world, survival would be the exception, not the rule. The loss of the sun would not only plunge the Earth into darkness, but it would also shatter the intricate web of life that has taken billions of years to weave. It's a sobering reminder of just how precious and fragile life really is. In this new world of darkness, humanity would face unprecedented challenges. The very essence of our existence would be put to the test. Without the sun's warmth, the world would descend into a perpetual winter, and the once teeming life on Earth would be replaced by a silent, frozen wasteland. Yet, even in the face of such adversity, the human spirit is remarkably resilient. We have always found ways to adapt and survive. In this sunless world, we might turn to geothermal energy, harnessing the heat from the Earth's core to keep our cities alive. We could construct vast underground habitats, shielded from the icy surface. We might even look to the stars, seeking out new homes on distant planets. These strategies might seem far-fetched, but they underscore our determination to endure. Against all odds, humanity would have to find a way to endure. The disappearance of the sun underscores the fragile beauty of life on Earth. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? An existence plunged into perpetual darkness, a world gripped in an interminable winter. This stark scenario paints a vivid picture of the catastrophe that would ensue were the sun to vanish. From the immediate descent into darkness to the swift collapse of ecosystems, the sun's disappearance would trigger a domino effect of catastrophic consequences. It underlines the interconnectedness of life, the delicate balance that is often taken for granted. Our world is fragile, a finely tuned orchestra playing the symphony of existence. The sun, our maestro, guides this performance with its radiant energy. Without it, the music would falter and the dance of life would stumble. The sun's disappearance is a stark reminder of our dependence on this star and the delicate balance that sustains life on Earth.